The future of recycling is so bright, you might actually have to wear your shades. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, at least 14 million tons of plastic ends up in our oceans each year. It's the most abundant type of litter in the ocean, plastic is.
You know, some young people are tackling that problem with new technology, turning all that junk into cool beach accessories. A Florida Academy is the first in the country to establish a student-run microplastic recycling lab.
Yes, to learn more about it, let's welcome Rick Cochrane, faculty member of Admiral Farragut Academy. We are so excited to hear about this. Where did the idea for this STEM lab come from?
Hey there. You know, like all good things, the TikTok and YouTube is actually where I first kind of stumbled upon the concept of recycling plastic at a small scale.
And so, you know, I guess give us the idea of how it works. What, you guys got recycling bins on campus? You know, how are the kids gathering some of their plastics? How are you getting materials, so to speak?
Yes. So we started small. We actually started having our kids bring in bottle caps. We were using little panini press machines, just very simple, basic machines to melt plastic. And as I learned more and kind of connected with people outside of the US, there's some folks that were in the UK that were developing the machines we use. And they're simple machines. They're plastic injection molding machines. But although they're simple, they've only been around for around maybe 7 to 10 years as a concept where we can recycle plastic on a small scale. And the equipment was originally developed for emerging nations to be able to recycle plastic. And we've kind of taken it, we're, I think, among the first to use it in an educational setting.
That's phenomenal. This is the type of science class we need, right? To get everyone thinking of different ideas. Is there a particular type of plastic you can and can't use?
Yeah, we're really excited to get our kids out on cleanup. So we've partnered with Keep Pinellas Beautiful. We like to get to waterfront areas where we can actually do some cleanups and bring in some of that plastic that's going to be coming directly from our waterways to use that for the things that we make. Although we do like to recycle and our kids are getting really excited about bringing plastic in. So we target plastic that's typically hard for the large recycling facilities to use. So we've kind of latched onto bottle caps and DVD cases. And DVD cases are really hard for the large companies to use because they have that thin film, you know, that holds the sleeve in there. That's actually LDPE, and it's just hard to separate that. So we can do that with all of the little hands we have. And then we shred that plastic through our shredder, which is extremely fun for the kids. And then we use our injection molding machine to actually be able to put that plastic in there, melt it safely, and we have all the protective equipment we need. And here's an example of something that my kids created just last week, actually, out of a container lid. And these are glasses that are actually pretty nice. I think they did a great job.
They look great. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if you hand those out. You sell them. You got yourself, you know, a little business here. So other than, what's that other thing you're holding in your hand?
What else
are
do
you
you guys
making?
make?
This is just a good example of a swirling pattern, but this plastic here is actually kind of, it's really artistic. It's actually kind of dirty. And this is an example of the plastic that we've made something really cool with that's from the ocean. It's contaminated, and it wouldn't really be able to be used in any other setting except for our kids to make something special out of it and to know that this was once in the ocean and we found it and then we brought it into the classroom for a STEM exercise. And that's what it's all about for us, is getting the kids hooked with something really fun. And then we can talk about conservation, and then they're ready to hear about, you know, plastic. And it's kind of my goal to implement this program at more schools so we can start to change our students' relationship with plastic at a young age. And I'm working with 3rd grade to 7th grade. So these kids are getting their hands on this at a really early age.
Amazing.
You're definitely changing the life course of a lot of kids. What do you do with these sunglasses? And it looked like you had a clip there. What do you do with all this stuff once you make it?
So the kids make it. I try to have the kids do as much as possible, and they really can. The capacity we build for them to use the equipment is, by the time they're coming through this for a couple of weeks, they've really got it down. And so anything we make is pretty much for them. Now, we do like to make these carabiners for handouts at our school or school events, but we don't sell them or anything. It's just really about creating something special that can go home with our students.
And I think what's cool, too, is knowing what it was.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we found this in the ocean, and it was this.
Rick Cochrane, congratulations, and thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
How do we nominate him for Teacher of the Year?
I want to be in his class.
I do too.
What is
I'm
it
like,
called
can I
when
go
you
back?
Audit a class?
Right, you
Are
go
allowed to do
in
that
just to be in it.
school?
These are the types of classes we need. I don't need to learn what a mole is and how to calculate a mole. This is the stuff I need to learn in my science class. Remember
Some of
that?
that- oh, of course I
Calculating a
remember
mole-
that.
I thought calculating a mole was
In chemistry,
so hard.
it was tough.
In chemistry.
So, what's funny is we used to have some of these hands-on classes, wood shop and auto shop, and those have all been removed.
I love those.
But maybe now we'll bring them back. Plastic shop.
Yes.
I don't know, something recycling shop.
And it can teach kids how to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
and there's so
different
many
ideas.
things that you could do with this. Well, that was really, really cool.